Hello friends, do you know about various interesting uses of calculus? As you study calculus in mathematics, you should know about the various uses of calculus. Calculus is one of the most important branches of mathematics. It studies change, motion, growth and accumulation. Calculus helps people understand how things change over time and space. Do you know where it is used widely? It is widely used in science, engineering, economics, medicine, technology, and daily life. The development of calculus changed the world because of it made it possible to solve many difficult problems related to speed, distance, force, and growth. Now the question arises how the word calculus emerged. The word calculus comes from a Latin word meaning a small stone. In mathematics, calculus mainly deals with two important concepts called differentiation and integration. Differentiation studies rates of change, while integration studies accumulation and area. These two concepts are connected with each other and form the foundation of modern mathematics and science. You could have heard about Newton and Leibniz. Calculus was mainly developed by Isaac Newton and Leibniz in the 17th century. Their discoveries helped scientists explain natural phenomena and create mathematical models for the universe. Now, there is good information for physics learners. One of the most important uses of the calculus is in physics. Physics studies motion, energy, gravity, electricity, and forces. Calculus helps physicists understand how objects move and interact. For example, the speed of a moving car changes with time. Calculus can measure this changing speed accurately. Your mathematics student? Even in mechanics, calculus helps calculate velocity and acceleration. Velocity measures how fast an object changes its position, while acceleration measures how fast velocity changes. These concepts are very important in understanding the motion of cars, aeroplanes, rockets, and planets. Calculus can help find the velocity and acceleration of the object at different times. This makes it easier to study motion scientifically. Do you know how astronomers use calculus? Calculus is also very important in astronomy. Astronomers use calculus to study the movement of planets, stars, and galaxies. The motion of planets around the sun can be understood with the help of differential equations and gravitational calculations. Suppose you are interested in space science. Space scientists use calculus to calculate rocket trajectories. When a spacecraft is launched into space, its speed, fuel consumption, and direction constantly changes. Calculus helps engineers predict these changes accurately. Those who are engineers, they know very well about various use of calculus. Calculus plays a major role in engineering. Civil engineers use calculus while designing bridges, buildings, and roads. Mechanical engineers use it to design mechanics and engines. Electrical engineers use calculus to study electric currents and circuits. If you are interested in architecture calculus helps calculate curves, slopes, and structural strength. Modern buildings with curved designs and advanced shapes often depend on calculus for accurate measurements. Friends, I truly believe that what we learn that we should apply in our life. Math students obviously knows about calculus, but we all need to know about its use in our life. Today, we widely use computer. Even in computer science, its use is wide. In computer science, calculus helps develop algorithms, artificial intelligence, machine learning, computer graphics, and computer animations and video games use calculus to create realistic movement and motion. Calculus is very useful in economics and business. Economists use calculus to study profit, cost, demand, and supply. Businesses use calculus to maximize profit and minimize cost. For example, if profit depends on production, calculus can determine the production level that gives maximum profit. This process is called optimization. Optimization is one of the greatest applications of calculus. It helps people find the best possible solution among many choices. Companies use optimization to reduce expenses and increase efficiency. You get benefit of banking sector. You get benefit of finance sector. In banking and finance, calculus helps calculate interest rates, investments, risk analysis, and market trends. Financial experts use mathematical models based on calculus to predict economic changes. You know about stock markets. Stock markets also depend on calculus. Analysts study market fluctuations using rates of change and statistical methods. Calculus helps estimate future prices and investment risks. Friends, biology as a subject is widely studied. In biology, even calculus helps study population growth, spread of disease, and biological processes. Scientists use different differential equations to understand how bacteria and viruses grow over time. During epidemic, calculus models help predict information rates and recovery rates. Governments and health organizations use these predictions to make important decisions. Your medical student. Even in medicine, medicine is another important field where calculus is widely used. Doctors and scientists use calculus in medical imaging, blood flow analysis, and drug doses calculations. For example, the flow of blood through arteries changes continuously. Calculus helps understand blood pressure and circulation in the human body. Therefore, the importance of calculus as a subject in medicine is also very important. Those who are related to medicine, they also study about calculus. So application of calculus in our life is very wide. Medical mechanics such as MRI scanners, CT scanners use mathematical principles related to calculus. These technologies help doctors diagnose diseases accurately. In chemistry, calculus studies reaction rates and chemical changes. Chemical reactions often occur at varying speed. Calculus helps chemists calculate these changes over time. Thermodynamics also depends heavily on calculus. Scientists use it to study heat transfer, energy conversion, and temperature changes. Environmental science uses calculus to study pollution, climate change, and population dynamics. Scientists analyze changing environmental conditions with mathematical models. Weather forecasting also uses calculus. Meteorologists study atmospheric pressure, wind speed, and temperature changes using differential equations. Therefore, we should keep in mind that calculus has greater importance in not only in mathematics but also in our life. Calculus is extremely important in transportation. Engineers use it to design different vehicles, highways, and railway systems. It helps calculate fuel efficiency, braking distance, and travel times. In aviation, calculus helps pilots and engineers understand airflow, lift, and aircraft stability. Airplanes fly safely because engineers use calculus while designing wings and engines. Calculus is also useful in robotics. Robots move through changing environments and perform tasks accurately because their movements are performed or programmed using mathematical calculations. You are interested in artificial intelligence. You use artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence systems use optimization techniques from calculus, mechanical learning, machine learning algorithms improve their performance by minimizing errors mathematically. In telecommunication, calculus helps improve signal transmission and network performance. Internet communication systems depend on mathematical models for efficient data transfer. In electrical engineering, calculus helps analyze changing currents and voltages. Alternating current circuits especially require integration and differentiation. Calculus is important in sound engineering, music technology. Audio waves can be studied mathematically using trigonometric functions and calculus. So, there is wide use of calculus as a subject, not only in mathematics but also in our life. In economics, marginal cost and marginal revenue are based on derivatives. These concepts help businesses understand how small changes affect production and profit. This idea is central to many scientific and economic calculations. Integration is another major concept in calculus. It helps calculate area, volume, total accumulation. Architects and engineers use integration to calculate material quantities and structural dimensions. If you are interested in agriculture, calculus helps optimize irrigation. irrigation system, and crop production. Scientists study growth rates and environmental effects mathematically. Now, there is good news for sport lovers also. In sports, calculus helps analyze motion, speed, and performance. Coaches and sports scientists use mathematical analysis to improve training methods. So, in every field, there is use of calculus. You use widely this subject, but you don't know. You should know. In manufacturing industries, calculus improves production, efficiency, and quality control. Factories use optimization techniques to reduce waste and increase output. Transportation companies use calculus to determine the shortest and fastest routes. Logistics systems depend on mathematical optimization. In navigation systems such as GPS, calculus helps calculate accurate locations and movement paths. Calculus also plays a role in social sciences. Researchers use mathematical models to study population behavior, economics, and social trends. In psychology, statistical methods based on calculus help analyze experiments and human behavior patterns. Therefore, I can say that calculus is widely used in our life in every field. If you want to use this, you have to study properly calculus. Even in oceanography, calculus helps study ocean currents, tides, and waves. Scientists use mathematical equations to predict changes in sea conditions. Seismologists use calculus to study earthquakes and wave propagation. Mathematical models help estimate earthquake intensity or earthquake's intensity and impact. Even in nuclear science, calculus is essential for studying radioactive decay and nuclear reactions. Energy industries also depend on calculus. Power plants use it to optimize energy production and distribution. So you should study, if you are studying calculus, you should study properly because there is wide use of calculus. There is wide use of mathematics in our life. There is wide use of calculus in our life. Renewable energy technologies such as solar panels and wind turbines use calculus for efficiency calculations and system design. In photography and optics, calculus helps study light reflection and image formation. Internet companies use calculus for data analysis, recommendation systems, and search engine optimization. You are using social media. Social media platforms use behavior using algorithms that depend on calculus and statistics. If you are an economics student, in economics, growth models are based on differential equations. Countries use these models to study economic development. We are related to education. In education, calculus develops logical thinking and problem solving skills. A student learns how to analyze complex situations step by step. Calculus encourages analytical reasoning and creativity. It teaches students how to connect mathematics with real world problems. So, if you want to connect with real world problems, you should study properly calculus. Modern technology would not exist without calculus. You are using a smartphone, satellites, computers, and communication systems all depend on mathematical principles. You are an engineer, then engineers designing bridges use calculus to study stress and load distribution. This ensures safety and stability. Automobile companies use calculus to improve engine performance and fuel efficiency. Scientists studying climate change use mathematical models to predict future environmental conditions. Calculus also contributes to medical research, drug development, and disease modeling depend heavily on advanced mathematics. So, till now, you could have understood that what is the use of calculus in our life, where it is used, how it is used. Suppose you are related to finance. Financial institutions use calculus for risk management and insurance calculations. If you use artificial intelligence. In artificial intelligence, gradient descent methods are used based on calculus. These methods help machines learn from data. In machine learning, optimization algorithms minimize error functions. Graphics and equations help computers recognize patterns and make predictions. Calculus is also important in economics for studying elasticity. Elasticity measures how demand changes when prices change. Scientists use partial derivatives to study systems with many variables. Weather forecasting and fluid dynamics often require such methods. Fluid dynamics studies the movement of liquids and gases. Calculus is essential for understanding water flow, air movement, and ocean currents. So, you see that there is various uses of calculus as a subject. Chemical engineers use calculus to design industrial processes and control chemical reactions safely. In gaming technology, calculus creates realistic motion and animation efforts. Modern animation movies use calculus for smooth in movement and visual realism. In data science, calculus helps optimize models and analyze large data sets. Calculus also supports research in artificial neural networks and deep learning. The importance of calculus continues to grow as technology advances. Almost every scientific and technological field depend on it. Therefore, you know that calculus has greater importance in our life, greater use in our life. So we should study it properly so that we can apply it to this knowledge in our life. Without calculus, modern engineering, medicine, economics, and space exploration would not progress effectively. Calculus helps humans understand nature in a precise and scientific manner. It transforms complicated problems into a solvable mathematical equations. The study of calculus improves mathematical ability and intellectual development. It trains the mind to think critically and logically. Students who understand calculus gain strong analytical skills useful in many careers. So, if you want to use it, then you should study it properly. Calculus has become a universal language of science and technology. Scientists and engineers around the world use it daily. The future of artificial intelligence, robotics, medicine, and space science will continue to rely heavily on calculus. So, friends, calculus is widely used in our life. If you want to use calculus, then study it properly. Calculus is one of the greatest achievements in mathematics. It has countless applications in science and engineering, economics and medicine, technology, and everyday life. It helps people study change, motion, growth, and optimization. Calculus has transformed human civilization by making scientific discoveries and technological inventions possible. The modern world depends greatly on calculus, and its importance will continue to increase in the future. If you want to use education in your life, then subscribe my channel for more informative videos. Bye bye friends.